What's going on, folks? It's KGOKev, as you probably know, with the YttD tier list video. A lot of y'all have been asking me to make one of these, and yeah, it's about time I make a tier list updated to the latest YttD content. Obligatory, this list is of course all my opinion. Feel free to agree to disagree, and share your own thoughts on each of the characters in the comments below. Like and subscribe, click the subscribe button. And with all that said, let's get into it.
Die!
Sara's a great MC. I always enjoy them confident heroine types, you know, Miss Samurai Onna and all that. Despite being the pro tag though, she's not my favorite. I do find most of the other characters to be more interesting and likable than her, although evil Sara does have potential. That and her prospective fate for the final chapter. Depending on if she dies or not, or, you know, just all in all, how it's done, I do feel I need to wait to formulate a definitive opinion, but as she stands currently, she is pretty solid. Rio Ranger was pretty entertaining as a villain. The only thing now is that after experiencing Midori and or Joe Mama, Ranger kinda seems like a little puppy in comparison. I am sympathetic towards his story and like the whole deal with Realizer, and I do find his gimmick of stealing characters' clothes to be pretty neat, same with the expression signs, but he reminds me of Mr. Sheeran, so I gotta put him in mid. Mishima's definitely one of my favorites. While he dies first in-game, he still gets a lot of character even after his death. Also, Your Time to Shine really helped to flesh out Mishima. He's got great chemistry with like every member of the cast, and he's just an all-around great guy and great character. You wish he was your teacher. Top of A tier for me. Man Too Angry to Die is pretty great. Definitely one of my more favorite dummies. Kurumada's character development was pretty good. He's a jerk with a heart of gold who, despite being abrasive, really does care for his fellow dummies. Reiko Yabusame goes in top tier because she's super relatable to me. Also, she's hot as fuck and I'm also super biased, so yeah, you know. Meister is bald, and if that wasn't bad enough, he also looks like Slenderman. Also, he's probably a horrible person, so yeah. Bottom tier. Alice Yabusame goes in A tier because he's super relatable to me. You know, we got that Big Brother connection. He's also a contender for the saddest death in YttD Die. Also, he's hot as fuck and I'm super biased, so hey, you know. Anzu is the funny clown girl. She is really not plot relevant or useful whatsoever, but I enjoyed having her around because she's pretty entertaining. She helps to keep things light during the super dark and depressing chapter that is 3B. And for her service, I gotta put her in A tier, man. Miley's a bitch, but damn, she kinda pretty though. Yeah, her design's pretty neat. She's probably got the least tour of all the floor masters at the moment, but I do feel that's probably gonna change come the final chapter. For now, I'm putting her low because of her war crimes against the fandom and people named Joe. I do feel bad for Maple. Her design's really unique, really aesthetically pleasing, and also really sticky. I can forgive her trying to kill us, and when it comes to the doll characters, she's one of the ones I like the best. B tier. The Super Simp is funny, y'all. Before 3B, he was the most popular dummy, and then after 3B, well, I don't hate him for what he did to the Yabusames. I still like him, but that said, I can't forgive or forget what he did. Mr. Chidoan, we don't have much for at the moment. What we have seen of him leads me to believe most likely he's gonna be a real piece of shit, so preemptively, I'm gonna put him in bottom tier alongside his doppelganger Meister. I like Joe, but I'm not super crazy about him like most people are. He plays his role of best friend character well. I just didn't get attached to him because from the start, I knew he was going to die since I played a lot of death games, so I'm kind of savvy about this kind of stuff. That said, him being potentially evil or just more than meets the eye is definitely something I'm invested in theory-wise, so should any of that come to pass, I'll be sure to remake my tier list accordingly. Kugi is pretty cool, it's just a shame she doesn't have more screen time. Like how she was the original Kana, but then she got replaced by Bucket Girl. Otherwise, she'd probably be higher, because I do like the more headstrong heroine-esque types, kinda like Kamaru Naegi. But for what she has still got potential. I just can't put her higher than, of course, most of the actual relevant characters. Mr. Policeman is Ed Sheeran. He's also Dead Sheeran. Mai is my favorite of the dummies, like, it's not even a contest. I love her character development and how she was everyone's least favorite dummy before 3B, and now everyone loves her, you know, rightfully so. I'm really glad I got her as the sole survivor in the end. Also, she's cute, and I'm all about tragic love stories, aka Beauty and the Burger Beast. She goes in top tier. Keiji's cool. He's a very complex and well-written character, but again, like Joe, I'm not super crazy about him like some people are. That'll probably be subject to change come the final chapter, where he's most likely gonna die, as for me, character deaths can definitely affect your opinion on a character, make you care for a character way more than normal because of not appreciating what you had until it's gone kind of thing. For right now, I think Keiji's solid, and my opinion will probably change come his inevitable death in the final chapter. Memory Dance Girl is just a wannabe Hatsune Miku. Her design is nice to look at, but her game is annoying to play. Bottom tier. Female Alice has a nice design. It's a shame she wasn't actually a character. Kai is just cool, dude. Kai is a boss. He's one of those characters that's just cool from the onset, and then also just became cooler after his death, because, you know, you learn more about him, and he's like, oh, he's also Assassin's Creed and stuff. He's also really funny, like a deadpan and like goofy sort of way. Your Time to Shine did a lot for him. Not as much as Mishima, but we got a lot of good content and interactions out of him. Hinako is definitely my least favorite of all the dummies. Other than being a false friend, double agent type, to me she's also just a plot device for the banquet. We don't really get to know the real Hinako, and also we don't get to know the real fake Hinako, because she's just acting as the dead Hinako, so you know, maybe later on we'll get more background on pink hair, but as it stands, I'm just super about her. Gin gotta be an A tier. Hashtag Gin Protection Squad, y'all already know. One of the best kid characters in fiction, autistic representation is also pretty fancy. Only thing for me is that I'm not scared for Gin dying, since they've already teased his potential death like, what, 4 times now? Other than bad endings, I don't see Gin dying legitimately. Like, I really don't think Nankadai would want to open up the can of worms that is the wrath of the fandom / killing Gin, so yeah. That said, I still do care for her and like Gin a ton. Miss Booba T with dat booty dough. Safalin has a really unique and interesting design, which I agree is pretty cool. She's a lot of people's favorites of the Floor Masters because she seems the most trustworthy, but for me, I'm not 100% on her. Like, compared to Miley or like Ranger, I know where they stand. You know, there are enemies, but with Safalin, I really don't know like what her legit intentions are, so that's kind of scary. It's like the devil that I know versus the devil that tries to be your friend. I do feel like she'll probably end up betraying us sometime in the future. For right now, though, I'll put her in C. Now's a very nice girl. I really feel bad for her since she just suffers throughout the entire game just to end up dying herself, which is pretty butt cheeks, not gonna lie. I also don't hold her trying to use the sacrifice card against her, cause it was a last-ditch effort kind of thing, and I doubt she actually expected it to work. At least she got a nice goth girlfriend for a time, but yeah, I do like her quite a bit overall. Gashu is very fun to meme on, but he is a really horrible person. His crab stash is top tier. He himself, though, is bottom tier. Megumi sucks. Not only does she suck, she's not even entertaining to counteract the suckitude. Not like some other characters on this list. So yeah, she sucks. End of story. Midori is definitely the best floor master, no contest. As we all know from a specific video, check it out if you haven't already, Midori has done nothing wrong. That said, while some may still consider him a horrible person and villain, including myself for a time, my god, is this man entertaining, and also incredibly memeable. Despite the things he may or may not have done, the dude has to get a high placing, for all his silly antics, his quirkiness, and his seductive aura. Toko is cause she's whiny and only in the Your Time to Shine spinoff. Also, she uses up all your resources trying to build that damn boat, so yeah, my opinion of her isn't too great. Jin is from the Your Time to Shine spinoff, so he may not even be an actual canon character. He's better and nicer than Toko, and he also helps people learn that Gin's name is pronounced with a hard G instead of like the drink. Still, he's just sorta whatever to me. Once again, another well-written character of Your Turn to Die. Character development, the character you could call Mr. Burgabuns. Kyutaro's Red Dead Redemption was truly a sight to see. Also, for the elephant in the room, I don't hate Kyutaro. I even expressed this at one point in my Your Turn to Die playthrough. I had a friend at the time who absolutely hated the dude, so I mostly put in the Kyutaro stuff for her sake. He's on the lower end of the spectrum for the main cast for me, but I still do like him. Again, all the main characters are fantastic. B tier. I like Kana, but of the main cast, she probably has to be my least favorite. Her talking in third person is kind of weird to me, and when it comes to the writing for the kid characters, I much prefer Gin over Kana. I also went with the So route, so while her development if you keep her alive is fantastic, I sadly can't appreciate it, as I ended up doing her route second, so it feels more like a what-if scenario. All that said, she's still a great character, along with all the main human characters. B tier. Also, she smells like wee-wee. Originally, I had Hayasaka decently high on my tier list, right? Like about somewhere in mid-tier right here. Yeah, I had him like right here, and then I thought about it more, compared him to the characters next to him, and I ended up dropping him lower. And then I did it again, and again, and again, and now I'm like, man, when I really think about it, I don't think I actually like Hayasaka that much. It's the memes, aka Chad Hayasaka / Suitin Pex, that makes him cool. Hayasaka himself, canonically, ain't super stellar in terms of design, character, etc. He's also like one of the main reasons why everyone's in the death game, and why your favorite characters be dying, so yeah, my least favorite dummy, sans Hinako. After the point where he can like potentially die too, in chapter 3A, he really stops becoming plot relevant, almost like his name is Anzu Kanashi or something. I remember I was replaying the game with some of my friends, right? And at some point in chapter 3B, one of my friends piped up and said, you know, I completely forgot Hayasaka was even a character. So yeah, Hayasaka's not amazing. Also, he smells like wee-wee. Rei is a character. One of the characters of all time. Alright, y'all. So Hiyori is, without a doubt, one of the best characters in YttD. He's entertaining, funny, smart, just well written all around. The game needs So Hiyori. I also can relate to him again with the whole Big Brother aspect, and overall, yeah, he is one of the reasons why the game is as good as it is. He may be at the bottom, he may be a bottom, and he may have 0% inches, but he's also at the top of my tier list. S tier for Shin. Botsun. And there you have it, folks. There's my rankings for the majority of the characters of Kimi/YttD. Thanks for watching, everybody. Again, this list will inevitably become outdated once the new chapters roll around, so I'll be sure to make a new one once we get to those. Let me know any thoughts you guys might have or your character opinions in the comments section. Click the like and sub. Stay chill, stay hydrated. Have a great time zone, everybody. This is KGOKev signing out. Peace out for now.